Well, hello there, and thanks for joining on Complicated Math today. Today we're going to be looking at how to place fractions on a number line, and by the end of this video you'll know the steps involved when placing a fraction on a number line. So let's get started. So in question number 1, we're being asked to place the fraction 2/3 onto the number line down below. So looking up top here to our steps involved, we can see that our first step is to check the denominator. And the reason that we start out with checking the denominator is because a fraction is a numerical quantity that's not quite a whole number. It's a part of a whole number. So as we can see here with our number line, we have a range from 0 to 1. And the fraction of 2/3 is going to lie somewhere between 0 and 1 because 2/3 is not quite a whole number. And the reason we start out with checking the denominator is because the denominator is going to tell us how many equal parts we need to split up our number line into. So in question number 1, we have a denominator of 3, so we know that we need to split up our number line into 3 equal parts. So now let's split up our number line into 3 equal parts. So we're going to try and space these out evenly so that we have 3 equal parts. So now we're actually going to go through and we're going to label the fractions between 0 and 1. So first we have 1/3. Then we have 2/3, and our number 1 here, that represents our 3/3, because when we have a numerator that has the same value as our denominator, that represents 1 whole. So as we can see here on our number line, we've split it up into 3 equal parts, and our fraction of 2/3 is just right here. So we're going to give it a big circle so that we can place our fraction on a number line. So now we can move on to question number 2, where we're being asked to place the fraction 3/5 on the number line down below. So remembering our first step is to check the denominator, which in this case has a value of 5. So we're going to try and break up the number line into 5 equal parts. So we have 1 part, 2 part, 3 part, 4, and 5 parts. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now the parts aren't exactly even, but as you work through this process of breaking up the number line into equal parts, over time you will become much better at that skill. So now that we've split up our number line, we're going to label the individual fractions on this number line. So we have 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, and we already know that 1 whole is equal to 5/5, because our numerator is going to have the same value as our denominator. So now we're going to locate our fraction of 3/5, and we're just going to place a big old circle right on 3/5. So this time we have a denominator of 6, so we know that we need to break up this number line into 6 equal parts. So we have 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts, 4 parts, 5, and 6 parts. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're going to label the fractions in between. We have 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, and 5/6. And we already know that 1 here represents 6/6. So now we're going to place our fraction on our number line, which is 5/6. So we're just going to put a big old circle right on the part of the number line that represents 5/6. So now we're going to move on to our last question, which is question number 4, where we're being asked to place the fraction 2/4 on the number line down below. So we can see here that we have a denominator of 4, so we need to split up our number line into 4 equal parts. So we have 1 part, 2 parts, 3, and 4 parts. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4 equal parts. Now we're going to label the fractions below. We have 1/4, 2/4, we have 3/4, and we know that our 1 here represents 4/4. So now we're going to place our fraction of 2/4 on the number line with a big old circle once again. So hopefully by now you understand the steps involved when placing a fraction on a number line. Help make math less complicated by smashing those like and subscribe buttons. As always, enjoy today's math journey.